Welcome to La Mia Italy, a series of short videos about Italy by a Brit with Italian blood who's lived in Britain and Italy and loves them both. The University for Foreigners is not some weird Brexit-style institution, but is in fact an Italian university founded in Perugia in 1925 to promote the Italian language and culture all over the world. The date is important, so we'll come back to that shortly. It's had more than its fair share of media coverage recently, including the murder of Meredith Kercher and Luis Suarez's extremely dubious language test. I was also a student there briefly many years ago. It occupies Palazzo Galenga Stewart, a gorgeous 18th century Baroque palazzo situated opposite the Etruscan arch and wall in Perugia, with distant views across the plains of Umbria. It was donated in the 1920s by Romeo Galenga Stewart, whose ancestry went back to Mary Queen of Scots. The 1920s were the early years of Mussolini and harking back to the past glories of Rome, while aggressively expanding Italy's cultural and military power. The University for Foreigners was a gentler aspect of this aim. Its origins are reflected in its architecture, as the interior, although mainly a mix of Baroque and functional, contains the fascistic Aula Magna, or Great Hall. I think it's been toned down recently, as I remember being amazed when I came across it, as it was so out of place with the rest of the interior. The mural is by local futurist artist Gerardo Dottori. He played a leading role in Aeropittura, which is a combining of aeroplanes and art, a very fascist theme. When I was there, the university was really a glorified language school, although it did offer courses on art and history, which I enjoyed. But the real appeal was meeting students from all over the world. No pressure to attend lessons or do exams, or indeed do anything at all, and just hanging out in Perugia. It became a university in its own right in 1992, although looking at TripAdvisor it looks like nothing much has changed, with poor organisation and undemanding standards. Barcelona footballer Luis Suarez may have benefited from this when taking his Italian language test there to obtain an Italian passport, as he somehow appears to have known the questions in advance. As with any place full of young people on holiday, it's had its fair share of issues with drugs and disorder, and received a lot of publicity around the murder of Meredith Kercher when one of its students, Amanda Knox, was tried and ultimately acquitted of her murder. It's also been a banana skin for the ex-leader of the British Conservative Party, Ian Duncan Smith, who listed the University of Perugia, that is the real university for Italians, in his CV and his Who's Who entry, despite having only briefly attended the entirely different University for Foreigners without even taking an exam there. For those of us who speak widely spoken languages like English or French, we may not appreciate the need to reach out to promote a language spoken only in one country. In its first 100 years, the University for Foreigners hasn't changed in its aim of spreading Italian language and culture around the world, and long may it continue doing so, as well as helping young people learn all sorts of other things too. I hope you found the video interesting. I'll be doing more along similar lines, so please feel free to subscribe. In the meantime, in bocca al lupo, and I'll see you soon.